Bobby Labonte stalked Kurt Busch for 20 laps after the restart. Made the move at turn number 2. Ooh.
Yeah, he's letting him know that I'm still here, but you're not going to be there very long, my friend, because they're going to drive away from you.
How about this crew reaction right here? They like what they see with about 30, 35 laps to go.
2 other drivers moving up, Jeremy Mayfield and Tony Stewart. Stewart's come up to 10th. Mayfield is now just outside the top 5 at 6th place and closing fast on Elliott Sadler. Quaker State aerial coverage. There's Highway 151, the left of your screen, and the back straightaway here in Darlington, South Carolina. And turns 1 and 2, the big end of the racetrack, if you will. Bobby Labonte, race leader now by 1.4 seconds. Remember Kurt Busch's audio when he said, either give me 4 tires for a short run or adjustments for a long run. Matt, what did they do?
They made some adjustments on that race car, track bar adjustments. Jimmy, what is Kurt saying about your car now?
Well, we've been fighting loose on the accelerator all day, and we just can't get it. If we do get it, then we ended up being too tight. So there's a fine line there, but I'll tell you, this Sharpie bunch here, they gave some awesome stuff. Kurt's doing a hell of a job, so we'll go from there.
And with a slight track bar adjustment to try to help that 97 car, hasn't won since last fall at Bristol.
But he's been pretty solid this year. Comes in here 6th in the points, so regardless, it will be a good points day for Kurt Busch in the 97 group.
Speaking of points, our point leaders have had a tough day. Matt Kenseth had a tire go down and a spin in turn number 2, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is now back there. He just lost 12th spot to Casey Kane. He's riding in 13th, while Kenseth, after a couple of stops, finds himself 4 laps down in 31st place.
He's just trying to find the end of this race, is all Matt Kenseth in the 17 car. But Dale Earnhardt Jr. had worked his way in the 8 car into the top 10, but now he's fading again in the late stages of this run.
Yeah, and it's very uncharacteristic of the 17 car. They've dug themselves into holes several times, but they've always been able to come out of them. Today it's not going to happen for them.
Greg Biffle's had an up and down day. He's just in front of Casey Kane, our 23-year-old pole sitter, only the 4th rookie to ever start on the pole at Darlington, and he's had a day in and out of the pits. Had a cut tire, finds himself 12th.
Yeah, he had a heck of a time over there off turn 2 one time. A couple cars got together in front of him, and he almost had to stop, and he lost a ton of time.
And he is the only car that unlapped himself on the racetrack on the green. He didn't do it by a free pass.
You know, if there's a driver who hasn't had an up and down day, I can't find him on this rundown.
Tell you what, that 19 car, though, we're riding with him right now. Jeremy Mayfield is up to 5th position. Just went by Elliott Sadler. We're looking at Elliott right now that's back in 6th in the 38 car. Jeremy's car is one of those cars that likes a long run. Ryan Newman right behind him in the 12 car. We talked about him a while ago. It's like the racetrack has somewhat went away from their adjustments.
Bobby Labonte is the first driver to lead this race who is a past Darlington winner. He's the 11th different driver to lead today. That ties the record for the spring race here. Ryan Newman makes the pass on Elliott Sadler. That puts Newman up to 6th.
This old car's been pretty good over the long haul. I think the long run, which is not characteristic of him, he's usually good for 1 or 2 laps, but today's been good on the long run.
And Newman's done a good job of overcoming that drive-through penalty. Yanks at Red Sox, presented by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Talk about rivalries. April 16th is that round 1.
Martin in that 6 car, his car likes long runs as well. Looks like Elliott Sadler in the 38 is fading here in this run because Elliott has lost 2 or 3 positions in about the last 5 or 6 laps.
Yeah, this is playing right into Mark's setup because he is another one of those guys that have been really, really steady. Not terribly fast, but real consistent.
To go in Darlington County at NASCAR's most storied super speedway. Dick Rathman, the first spring race winner in 1952. A driver who got the free pass and made the most of it today is Kevin Harvick. 2 caution flags ago, he got the go around after dropping a lap, but he has rebounded to the 9th place.
His car was not good at all when this race started. In fact, they went a lap down fairly early. It was through that cycle of green flag stops. Ryan Newman goes by. We have caution on the racetrack.
Kyle Petty, a lot of smoke from under the hood of his brawny Dodge. Remember, they changed the rear end in that car earlier in the race, got Kyle back out on track, even though he's 30 laps down, and he will bring out the 8th caution of the day.
There is no question. There's 18 laps to go. Everybody will come to pit road for 4 tires. Darrell, the race off pit road could be the race.
And the guy down here in the first pit on the turn 4 in, the 48 car has been coming out there pretty strong every pit stop. This could make a huge difference. Now we got ourselves a shootout.
Engine let go right in the middle of the corner down there in turn 3 and 4 on Kyle's car.
Hey, Hammond, how about that 48 pit? What do you think? Is it going to pay off for him, buddy?
I think it's going to be real close there, but right now it's going to really depend on these crews. And Bobby Labonte's guys, I believe, are really pretty pumped about it, and it could be real interesting. That camera down at the end of pit road better be locked and loaded.
Labonte will have a good spot because the pit in front of him is Dale Jarrett, who cannot pit with the lead lap cars. So that means Labonte will get a good launch out of his pit.
Yeah, we have Bobby Labonte that's pitting about halfway down pit road. Kurt Busch pitting all the way at the exit of pit road. And as we've documented on several pit stops, Jimmy Johnson in the 48 pitting right there. They're at totally 3 different locations on pit road.
Worried about those pressures overall being too high, or is that still safe? I don't know any better.
You're going to be fine for this run.
Let's preview pit stops, beginning with Steve.
We heard Michael McSwain tell driver Bobby Labonte we're going to go up on air pressures all the way around. Matt.
And Jimmy Finnick talking to Kurt Busch on the radio. They're talking about a wedge adjustment at this juncture to try to see if that's what they need to put this car in victory lane. To Nick Berggren.
All day long, Jimmy Johnson has discussed the car. Crew Chief Chad Knaus has made the call. This time, Jimmy Johnson is making the call. They're going to adjust tire pressures in his car to try to improve it.
And what these guys are doing, Mike and Darrell, is they're talking about bringing the pressures up just a little bit. You let them down for long runs because they gain so much pressure. But, Darrell, at this racetrack here, cars start sliding around so early, I don't know if I'd go a whole lot on those air pressures.
I would not go very much at all, Larry. I mean, the driver's so uncomfortable when the pressures are real low, but the pressures build up so quickly here, too.
Had a lot of great stuff from out of the pits today. Happy birthday to our pit producer, Pam Miller.
Happy birthday, Pam.
Pammy, happy birthday.
See, the pace car brings them around at 50 miles per hour. Pit road speed is 45 miles per hour. The pace truck runs about 5 miles an hour quicker. This could be it, boys, right here. This is where you have pumped that crew up. 5 off, 5 on, no mistakes by anyone.
This is it. This is your best chance to win right here. Dick Berggren.
Well, Chad Knaus has got his crew all pumped up and ready to go, and here comes Jimmy Johnson for what will be the most important pit stop of the day. They have been flawless all day long. They need to be absolutely perfect this time around. Right sides look good. Up with a jack on the left side. So far, no mistakes. Nice, smooth pit stop. There he goes.
Bobby Labonte in smoothly. Mark Armstrong and Barry Cook changing tires. They've gone up on those air pressures. Jackman Jason Lee comes around, gets it fired up. Left side tires going on. Good stuff for Bobby Labonte. Matt.
A nice entry by 25-year-old Kurt Busch. Wedge adjustment already completed. The guy, Scott Radel, jacks up that left side. The left side tire's going on. Oh, boy. Close battle, the 18 to 48, Mike.
It was a drag race all the way down pit road after Bobby Labonte pulled out of his pit box.
And I guess NASCAR will call that one. John Darby, the Nextel Cup director, is looking at the video now, because when Bobby Labonte came out of his pit, he came out dead even with Jimmy Johnson, and that's the way they went all the way down the pit lane. Jimmy's crew, Chad Knaus' crew, knew they had a good stop on the Lowe's Chevy. We'll see how NASCAR rules it. Here's a look at the video. Advantage, Johnson.
And you got to give a tip of the hat to Chad Knaus. He could have picked any pit selection up and down this pit road. He chose that one, and it worked.
Real loser, though, was Kurt Busch in that 97 car. He's going to come out about 5th or 6th.